If you don't think that this gathering tonight is going to have some people pay attention, both Democrats and Republicans, I guarantee you it will. If I were the congressman in this district and this happened, I'd get out and do a few town halls.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
I'm out here, there's so many things to be concerned about, but there was no opportunity ever to speak with any of our elected representatives. I call Ruley's office almost daily, also Marino's office in Houston, to ask them, when are you going to come have a town hall? There's a lot of things that I'm concerned about, Social Security, immigration, the stock market now, and I just think that, you know, they're elected to represent me, even though I may or may not have voted for them, but they don't give us any opportunity.
I'm not here to personally attack. When I saw these members of Congress were unwilling to stand in front of you and explain to you why they think dismantling Social Security is a good thing, why they think allowing Donald Trump to illegally snatch college students off the streets and deport them when they do that, why they think it's okay to defund federal agencies and get rid of the protections for our students who need a little extra help in education. And if you are proud of those things, stand here and answer those questions.
I have two grandsons who might be affected by the Department of Education. They're both on IEPs or educational plans that could be defunded by the federal government, so that would definitely impact us.
Trust me on this. Gutting your public schools and sending money to vouchers is not going to improve your economy. It is not.
I'm very dissatisfied with what's going on now, and I just can't sit back and not do anything.
I have never seen this. I've seen congressmen kind of ignore their constituents. I've seen congressmen kind of try and dodge things. I have never seen someone put out a statement like this, if I could read it. Your congressman was asked. He was asked to come and stand in this spot and do his job and do that. It's nice. We'll arrange it for you. We'll set it all up. It'll be nice. You can come in here. And here's what he said. The Mahoning Valley embarrassed Mr. Walz and yourself in November. I'm terribly sorry I'll be unable to attend your pathetic spectacle in person on Monday. It's just I've been at this for a long time. My skill set's pretty narrow, but I kind of see this. I think that's going to come back and bite him in the ass at one point in time. So go get him. Let's go.
My name's Sean Murray. I'm 26, born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio.
The demographic we need.
I'm a veteran of Afghanistan in the U.S. Army for 8 years. I'm currently a nursing student in Youngstown State. Because of my time in the service, I'm a bit older than the rest of my classmates. Anytime politics comes up, they seem to only be able to counter with right-wing talking points that they primarily find on social media. I'm directly affected by many of the current policy changes, primarily the cuts to the VA. I try to explain to them how these things have real-world consequences, but they don't want to hear it. Exit polls from November showed increased support for Trump from men 18 to 29. So what can we do to appeal to these young men in a way that's realistic and gets them to look at politics in terms of policy and the consequences that come from it?
I think Democrats supporting families, supporting the working class, supporting unions. But I think we have to separate and have a message here. It's okay in America to be successful. We should celebrate that when people are successful. What my beef is, once you get successful, don't be a greedy bastard and not pay your taxes. Don't do that. Pay your tax and do that. And let those young men who see this, now I would argue this, we're creating a false narrative from them that everybody is super rich and has Lamborghinis and life is easy. But that's what we're going to have to figure out in our society about social media and all those things. But I don't think we should be the party that demonizes someone because they're able to afford something or they're able to work hard and got something. What we should demonize is people like Elon Musk and those people that do that. And that's different. That's different.
And then you think about the less fortunate people. It's, you know, the wealth gap is so huge, and it's just getting worse, and that's what this administration wants to do. They want to make the gap between the rich and the poor so much wider.
Part of this defunding this is, it's always about giving tax cuts to the wealthy. That's always usually a part about what they're doing. But I think it's more sinister on the public education side. I think you keep an uneducated populace is easier to control and do that. I do believe that. And I think by underfunding public education, you keep a permanent underclass that can do your work for you and the things like that.
I just don't trust him. He doesn't do anything well for the military. This guy's coming back from overseas that died. He's playing golf.
Society demands us to participate together. Society demands us to sit next to our neighbors and ask how we're going to govern. We can't keep dividing it. So I know it sounds like a cliche, but there is so much similarity in this. These guys have masterfully figured out ways to find the teeniest, smallest issue and divide us over it and pull it in while it distracts us from the idea, how do we make our communities safer economically and physically? How do we make sure we have more opportunities for people? How do we address and make sure our planet is livable by a good environmental policy going forward? That's everywhere. So there's an optimism. I've been doing this now for 20, I never expected to be in this. I'm a school teacher, and for some of you here, you're going to just be careful what you wish for. You come to one of these things and it happens. But I see leadership rising up across the country. People are saying, look, I'm going to run now. And by the way, if I could get it, if you are elected official on any level, in school boards, city council, state, could you raise your hands if you, all right. Thank you to those folks. Thank you for putting this up. So now, the rest of you, this is about how together we're going to make the case, and people are making suggestions. I'll just tell you this, in that Union Hall this morning, sitting there in Martins Ferry, there was an older gentleman stood up there and he said, well, I just think it's good you showed up and you're not asking me for anything and there's not an election next week, and that I can have an opportunity to tell you what I'm seeing. We shouldn't get ourselves to this point. How in the hell blue-collar workers and middle-class people and decent folks voted the other way? We got to figure that out together.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Save, borrow, and invest with Farmers. Take heart knowing you're helping create a strong community. Mind your money at Farmers. Talk directly to local decision makers about your loans, investments, and insurance. Farmers. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal.